What's up, everybody? I'm back. um, this show is probably not supposed to be funny, but some of the stuff is kind of funny. So, like the video's intro plays, we got a lot to get into. I definitely missed you guys.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense. You know what was up.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Had a chance. Coffee's good with cream, but better when it's black.
Don't you ever call me again. And you, Mr. Coffee, if you'd like some steamed milk with your double espresso, I'm your man.
If Jesus decided to come back today, I would be
Y'all, the beard has to go. For everybody who checked out my video as Drake, it was a lot. There was a lot of costume changes. It was a lot going on. I posted in the community section. You can actually check it out. It's on my Instagram. I had a really good time. It was a lot going on. We'll just say that. New York owes me nothing. Let's get right to this. So there is a content creator named Shaun Atwood, and he does a lot of Diddy stuff. I'm definitely familiar with him. Shout out to Shaun. He did an interview today with Jaguar Wright and the man who claims he gave the investigator / journalist the tape for the stuff for the memoir. It's so convoluted. I have literally been on the phone, you guys, going back and forth with people familiar with these situations and saying, I feel like we're in a two truths and a lie type situation. And we're going to get all the way into it. But what was crazy was Jaguar echoed some of the same sentiments that I felt and some of the same sentiments that I was on the phone with people felt. We can't be at a place where anybody can say anything that's not vetted, or I can't be at a place where anybody can say anything that's not vetted and I automatically believe it. When I listen to the gentleman, his name is Courtney Burgess, talk about the tapes, I have questions. How do you put out a document and you've never read it? No, it wasn't Big Meech. It was Meech. L. Williams. Shout out to the straight shooter who told me it was L. Meech. It is Demetrius who played Tupac in All Eyes on Me. That was not Big Meech. Shout out to the straight shooter who told me at the beginning of this video. But okay, let's get right into this because Jaguar held no punches. I have linked Courtney's video in the description of this video so you can check out the whole thing, but this was insane. I thought they were going to be cool.
You never responded. You went just as ghost as Jussie Smollett did a week ago. But I'm starting to research you, Miss Kid. And so help me God, if I find you've had any legal dealings with Alex Spiro, you and I are going to have a problem, man.
Now, she's talking about the attorney who said that she had a client named Audra English, dropped Audra, picked up another client. But specifically what people have an issue with Miss Kid is it sounded like she was comfortable brokering a deal so that the celebrities who were on the tapes could buy their way out of being named. That's what people generally have a problem with her. But this is her. She's now, I guess, counsel for Courtney. I'm telling you guys, this story is extremely convoluted. There's so many twists and turns. I just don't believe a good chunk of it. Hold on, let me stop sharing so you guys can hear it.
Set up. I don't know you, ma'am. You were sitting there corroborating things that I said and never mentioned that you were representing Courtney Burgess too. It was a real nice setup. I go first and do what I do. Then they bring in the cop, Vlad, who, by the way, did you know that 19 of the people that he's interviewed on his show have been unalived and the rest have been live?
Tough questions for you.
Courtney, can we get you to turn your TV off behind you, mate? Or just
TV. I'll mute, we'll mute you. We're just going to mute you, Courtney, while you get to turn the TV off behind you.
This is Jaguar. They're trying to unalive me. Again, can you help?
Hold up, Jaguar. I'd like to apologize to you because
see that?
What's that say?
That's the message from your lawyer, sir. That's the messages between us. And she ghosted me.
What did it say?
Who should I email this to?
Do you want to read it to him or?
Well, I didn't want to put it up too close because her phone number's on there. I don't want to dox.
So what Jag is talking about is when Jag was on Piers Morgan, we all saw Vlad TV say some negative things about Jaguar. So then that attorney, Ms. Kidd Mitchell, then says, you know, Jag shouldn't be saying certain things and, you know, maybe she needs representation. So I guess at some point they exchange contact information. Jag tells that attorney that she feels like she's being threatened and her life is in danger. Then she says that the attorney then ghosted her. So she's not happy about that.
Just read it. Don't put the phone number up.
Real simple. This is Jaguar, right? They're trying to unalive me again. Can you help? It was marked as read October 7th, 2024. And then she put, yes, did you call me? Are you available to talk now? Feel free to call me. We contacted back. She ghosted me. It's all right here. It's a 305 number. Ain't that the same number you call her on?
Live Cruiser, we're going to get into that. Live Cruiser says he has proof. She should be happy he's helping exposing these demons. She wants to be the only one taking them down. Here's my only issue. And if you watch my video on Reddit Lane's channel where we read the book, I said, who all is getting paid for this? There's hours and hours of interview now between him and Todd, the Caucasian guy who actually put the book out with Kim Porter's face. I've been watching all of these all weekend long, and a lot of the stories don't add up. A lot of the my first question was, who gets the proceeds from the book? If you've watched these interviews like I have, you'll know that Mr. Burgess here at the bottom says that he hasn't received any money. Well, you would not have received any money because books like that take between 60 to 90 days before they'll release any funds to you via Amazon. Any royalties come out 60 to 90 days after, and the book has not been out that long. So when you're telling people, I haven't received any money from the book, are we to believe that you literally gave the book to the Caucasian man, Todd, who put it out on Amazon and told us that he made, I think it was like $1 million within the first month? Are we to believe that there's no split between you, he, and the guy who connected you to? Is that what we are to believe? No money will cross hands. Black Gold, they're saying they put a freeze on the money, but it's typical for them to hold the money. So is there actually, my question is there actually a freeze on the money, or is it the normal hold that it takes 60 to 90 days before you can receive royalties? That's the thing. Like there's so many stories out, but because the stories aren't gelling, because the stories aren't being put out in a way that one voice is being heard, there's a lot of questions that can be asked, and I don't think people are wrong for asking the questions, just in my opinion.
I'm a serious woman.
I'm a serious man.
I hope so, because your life is on the line, sir. You know that.
Yes.
You're playing dangerous games with people who would put their life on the line. Me and you ain't got nothing to say until I hear you publicly apologize to I'll be sure, sir.
About what?
About every lie you told about him. About
No lie. First of all, I told no lies. I'll be sure.
And I'm calling you a liar right now. And if Gene Deal were here, we would both sit here and call you a liar right now. There is no way Kim Porter would ever ask anyone to disparage that man, ever.
First of all,
especially not after everything that Diddy has done to him. Do you know how many times we've had to pray him back from flatline, sir?
First of all, I never said I wrote the book. I never wrote the book.
Keep speaking, Courtney. Respond.
Yeah. Just keep going, Courtney.
Oh, okay. I never wrote the book, Shan. So what you saying, Jaguar, is not what you said. There's
Brother,
no way
things that you said to say, and your stories ain't adding up. I don't know who's coaching you. I don't know who's giving you information.
Now, I'm subscribed to Shauns' channel, so he does a lot of interviews and stuff like that. I have never seen an interview like this. Once I saw Jag sit up in her seat, I knew it was about to be on and popping. Once you see Jag has that look in her eyes, watch out.
But I'm calling you into account right here today, sir. I am
Call me into account.
People, you are going to stop lying on Gene Deal. You are going to stop lying on I'll Be Sure, and you are going to stop pump faking on a woman who put her life on the line to save hundreds of victims.
And are you saying this has been said within the concepts of the book, or out with the context, the context of the book, Jaguar?
And all of the other chit chatter that's running around, demonizing people who are nothing more than victims of Diddy.
L. Williams says it doesn't matter what he says if he turned over evidence. Here's the thing. When he did an interview, because now there's hours and hours of interviews, he's named names. When he did an interview, he specifically said that he had no intentions of turning over anything that involved potentially children being violated because he wasn't a snitch. This was not the actions of a man who was trying to do right by victims. To me, these were actions of a man who was trying to profit. So a lot of the people that watch News Nation after he gave the interview, and he was introduced to people who did not actually know some of the other interviews that he had, it seemed as if he was doing the right thing and submitting stuff to the grand jury, but that's not the case. You know what I mean, Ms. Williams? It's not the case. Hopefully all of the stuff is now in the hands of the grand jury, but that came with him being compelled to do so, not him doing it on his own.
Okay, well let's give Courtney a chance to respond to that.
All right.
The extended, like, just. Well,
let's address.
No, I'm gonna mute up. I might have the urge to say something.
Go ahead.
No, it's over to you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Courtney. It's just for you to respond to what Jaguar has said there.
What is she saying?
All right, Jaguar, do you want to just?
At this point, what they are saying is nobody's gotten any money. They've alluded to the fact that the funds have been put on hold, but I know that royalties are put on hold in general for 60 to 90 days. So we don't really know. And I don't feel like everybody involved in this is actually being upfront and transparent. So we don't really know what's what from my vantage point. But no, the children are not profiting from it.
Just take Courtney through it again, just to give him a chance to really
maybe 1 point at a time.
Yeah, 1 point.
1 point at a time.
I done muted up. I done said what I had to say. I meant every word that I said, and I'm gonna stand on it. Because see, what's about to happen is if he keeps slumma-dilling and sitting here playing possum, I'm just gonna have to play chicken with him. And I promise you, I don't turn off the road. I don't. I'm gonna mute back up, but understand this.
Now I want you to pay attention, y'all. I want you to pay attention to the gentleman's face at the bottom corner named Ron. Ron is genuinely confused by Jaguar's analogy. He is trying his best to keep up, but it's not.
I asked for what I asked for. It's either you're going to give it or you not. The things that were published in that book are things that those children should never have heard. Any of them. Especially those girls. How dare you? How dare you? And there was no way in the world Kim Porter ever gave you the permission to slander her husband. No way.
Hold up.
She would never have allowed you.
You want to let me talk tonight, Jaguar?
Yeah, let Courtney respond now. So it's
you coming on?
Courtney. You're fine, Courtney. Go.
Whatever you saying about Kim Porter book is what you saying. I did not say anything because I never wrote the book.
Ron has tapped the F out. Ron said, I'm out. Hit me back up when it calms down. Ron is off camera. He's probably texting Sean. Now, at this point, Sean has probably like about 12,000 people watching. So Sean is moderating his chat. Jaguar is expecting answers. And Courtney is like, what the fuck did I just sign on to?
So you coming? I'm no witness of anything. I wasn't never at no party or I never at no whatever they saying. I'm going by what you're saying.
What do you mean you going by what I'm saying? I didn't write no book. I didn't publish no documents. Up until today, no one has ever heard me say that I even have.
Shane says, I'm the producer of Sean's show and created this interview today. I've got stories, but can't get his attention. Are you talking about my attention? Well, you have our attention now, Shane. Oh, you did send a super chat. Sorry. The G listed says, I would not be surprised that Burgers and White Dude are helping Diddy with the confusion. I have similar skepticism as Jag. The math ain't math, and especially with terrible interviewers. G listed, you said a word. Shane says, hi, I'm Sean's producer, and I got this interview together today. I emailed you and invited you on a few weeks ago. I'm really backed up in my emails. I'm sorry about that, Shane. Nadia Boyce, Mims, Jag is passionate when she gets going. She sees the man's true intentions. Thank you so much. And Andy 81, Sean asked for names on a different interview. Courtney straight up said he needed more money for that. What? Shane, can you confirm? You see what I mean? Like, we're at a place where truly what we don't want is public opinion to shift and start making Diddy out to be the victim, or people start pitying Diddy. We really don't want that to be the case. I do not feel like Courtney did this for the benefit of Kim Porter. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Shane, I'll definitely look for your email. Oh, Shane wants to come up. Let's see. If I drop the link, it's only for Shane to kind of come up and give us a little bit of context. Okay, I dropped the link. But okay, Andy, thank you so much. We're going to leave this up because that will definitely be a question that we're going to ask.
Had my own access to what was actually written down. I've never admitted that. And I'm actually putting my life on the line right now doing it. And I'm putting some other people in jeopardy that I care about.
Now, Jaguar at this point is alluding to the fact that she has some part of the real memoir. So at this point, I'm sitting up in my bed like I'm starting to take my notes. What's up, Shane?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
Good, man. I'm on an iPad. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I think there's a little bit of echo, but it's gone now.
I'm unfortunately recovering from a 2-year bout with waking up paralyzed, and I'm in a nursing home. I'm getting ready to go home tomorrow. I've been here a month and a half.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Can you imagine doing this work in a nursing home bed with an iPad and an iPhone 16 hours out of your day?
You know what? As crazy as it sounds, one of my first subscribers, like she definitely had my back through day one. She did all of her work from the bed. She was a stroke and cancer victim.
Wow.
And that's how she did her work till the day she passed away.
I tell you, with me, right, because I used to run an automotive shop, and I'm a big boy. I'm 6'2" and about 375, and unfortunately, they fixed the paralysis. But when, long story short, I still have bouts of when I just lose everything, and I'm one of those people on TV that you fall and can't get up, because when you're this big, when you fall, it's kind of hard to get your big butt up. Mm-hmm. And long and short of it, I fell and really blew my back out again this time on top of everything. So I had to learn how to walk again. And then they found a tumor. I've got a tumor on my spine too that luckily is not cancerous, but it may end up paralyzing me in the end if they don't remove it. So I'm dealing with that right now. So.
Oh wow, I'm super sorry, sir.
No, that's cool, man. But yeah, what questions do you have? Because I'm seeing some of the side chat. Some of y'all's questions are like crazy mad.
Well, let's start with Andy. She said Courtney during one of the interviews told Shaun that he would name more names, but for more money.
Well, let's just say, I mean, Shaun typically never has had to pay for guests. It is just, and you know the business. I mean, some people want money and some don't, and this has created a whole new genre for us per se, because a lot of what Shaun does is royal family content, true crime, and things like that. And then with him being in England, Ron's in Scotland, when Diddy broke, we could see how I'm in Maryland, so I'm local, I'm in the US. And I said, man, you got to get on this, because this is going to be like an OJ trial. It's going to be here. It's going to be in our face, and it's going to blow right up.
But Shane, but yes, maybe he didn't pay for the interview, but did he say during the interview that specifically Andy, who I guess follows both, says Shaun asked for names on a different interview. Courtney straight up said he needed money for that.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We've been paying for the interviews. I mean, now I was getting to is we are now, but it's like, you got certain people who have an expectation of, they want $10,000, and I'm just being rhetorical, and people aren't going to give them what they want, So at that point in time, we were new with Courtney, and let's just say we had settled on the number, and I guess in his mind, he wasn't going to give up that much for that. But since then, he's been on a couple of times, and, we're cool with each other, and there's not really been much that he hasn't answered. I don't think it's a matter of him giving up the names for more money. I think it's a matter of him that he can't give up the names. He's in a position where he can't, or can't because of what he's getting ready to go through, where he was just at the grand jury yesterday dropping off evidence. And there's just certain things he can't say right at this point until other things are brought up, if that makes any sense.
I get what you're saying, but okay, so what I've been struggling with, because I don't want to in any way be counterproductive, I really do believe that Diddy is the issue and the problem.
Oh, 100%.
I really believe that, and I never want to be counterproductive. However, the question remains the motive for putting out the book. And I've been following a lot of the videos, and I damn near feel like a subject matter expert when it comes to all the strange passings that have happened. When Courtney came out and said that initially he met Kim Porter while she was dating Tupac, and then again reconnected with her through Shakur Stewart, and then Shakur gave him the hard drives, it's like, how close are you with Shakur that he would give you something so sensitive?
Right. Yeah. We never got that deep into that about Shakur at all. I do know one thing is, as far as, and I was curious about that too, where did he fall into all this? As far as why was he the one chosen to be given this sensitive information, these sensitive films, or whatever you want to call it? And he never really, we didn't really get it. He ended up, we talked very little about that per se. I mean, he stuck more with just what he was going to be able to talk about with him, going before the grand jury, in which he did that, I think, yesterday, because when I talked to him, he was on his way to the airport. And then he went on live with us when he got back, and when he turned everything over. And he is very clear, too, that he is not a witness. He has not been subject to any of this. He is turning over evidence that he was given, and that's it. So he just wants everybody to know that part. He is not an actual witness.
In this live, I was going to review some of his other interviews and kind of juxtapose with what he's talked to you and Shaun about.
Right.
I have questions. I question motives. That's just how I live my life every day.
And I understand. And trust me, I'll do the best I can to help you. Because again, during all these, I'm also on the phone with Shaun, on the phone with Ron, WhatsApping back and forth questions and helping out. Because like a lot of times we try to get the questions that the chat is asking, and they can't see it all. When you have a crowd of 5,000 or 6,000, 7,000 people, you can't keep up. So I'm trying to copy and paste questions to help Shaun answer people's questions. So a lot of times I don't even watch or listen to a lot of it because I'm paying attention to the chat. But most of this I have, so I'll try to answer as much as I can.
Let me kind of give you a sense of because some people believe him, some people believe the book. I believe it's more of a two truths and a lie type situation. And when you have two truths and a lie, it makes things more palatable, right?
Right.
Like, okay, well, if these two things are believable and one kind of isn't because the first two things are believable, okay, I can kind of see where you're going there.
Right.
If you just spoke to a grand jury, who called TMZ?
Yeah, very good question.
TMZ was like right on it. And I mean, I was in New York at the same time. I don't remember TMZ people just kind of like standing waiting for an interview. That was a little strange to me. And then right after that interview took place, they were right on News Nation in the same clothes, which lets me know that the media was aware. If the goal is to be as helpful to the prosecutors to take Diddy down, why is there so much media attention? Like to me, that says there must be another motive. And if the Todd's book has been kind of like shuttered, then is it to sell the other book or is it to give momentum to the movie that they just said is coming?
Well, I mean, the one book that I know of is, and they've got an edited and an unedited version, and he and Chris did the book together. It was the one book that they always show, the unedited version.
He said he didn't even read it, Shane.
Say again?
He said he didn't even read it.
Yeah, no. Which one said he didn't read it?
Courtney said he didn't even read the manuscript or whatever the transcript.
Because he was just doing production on the production side.
Okay.
So I don't know. You're better man asking that
no,
question.
I've been deep diving. I've been deep diving in all these interviews like all weekend. So in between like what I was doing in New York, I literally was like watching because I want to understand. And when I ask questions, it's not necessarily pointed. It's a genuine question that I have.
Yeah, that is kind of strange because how do you produce a book that you don't read? That's a question I'll have to ask him when I talk to him tomorrow because now you got me wondering myself. But no,
I like to stay under the radar. Don't tell him that you came on this channel.
Nah.
I like to stay under the radar. Don't tell him.
I'm with you too. Trust me. I've had fun doing this, and don't get me wrong, because I'm the back end guy where I never get a chance to do anything, and with all this coming out and talking to people, it's been fun. I mean, under the circumstances. Don't get me wrong, but it's like we had Chris. Chris had disappeared after Amazon took the book off for sale. He disappeared for a few weeks, and we had him on weeks ago about because we're doing segments on Kurt Cobain too, and working on a whole nother foothold in that story. And we started talking about the Diddy thing, and then all of a sudden, about the book came up, and then he disappeared. After it all came out in the news, they took it off the shelf, and we said, "Hey, do you want to come back on?" And he would not.
Did he charge you?
Huh? Who, Chris? No.
So Chris didn't charge you, but anytime that we see Courtney, there's a fee associated.
Well, again, in the beginning, yes. Like I said, it was the first time around, but he's been, things have been a little different since then. As I told him, I said, look, we try to stay as neutral as we can on the platform. I love Jaguar.
Ron was super quiet.
Well, that's why Ron was there, because Ron is a completely different personality. So Shaun is your ask a question, back away, let them answer. And then it's Ron's all in your face, more of your exploratory investigator, I'm there, boom, boom, boom. And that was the funny part about today. Last night, I jumped into her live stream and said, hey, how you doing? Because we had just done an interview with her. And just saying, hey, how you doing? This, that, and the other. And somebody was commenting about getting her and Courtney together. And she said, can you make it happen? I said, I'll ask, I'll try. So I sent him a text. He said, let's do it. It was like a 5-minute thing. And I didn't know there was any animosity there. I didn't know at all that Jaguar, I thought it was going to be like when she sat down with big homie CC and they talked. I thought that was the kind of interview. It was going to be a casual, let's rehash the old days, talking about all the new circumstances and everything that's coming up. No, sir, it didn't go down that way. We're sitting there.
I don't typically, well, not typically, I don't pay people for interviews. Are you finding that a lot of the people involved in this require at least like a rate or a fee?
It varies. And like I said, I've had some that were very little to none, and you'd be surprised. And then some were a little more, but nothing crazy. I did have one guest that we did not have on that was really like in the 4 digits, but that person won't be there, so it's just not something we can do. I mean, or want to do at this point. So it's
just to be clear for the audience, some people require something like a nominal fee to maybe get their hair done or their makeup done, or if they have to travel, so you pay for their their airfare and their hotel and maybe a makeup artist. But,
right.
But yeah, I definitely need to. I'm gonna keep reviewing this video, Shane.
Yeah.
I know it's not meant to be funny, but
no, you're right. But like I said, the beginning of it, when the plan was to go and because having 2 guests at one time, when we did the interview the other night, everybody was talking over each other. It was really hard to have each one have their own time. So Shaun said, look, let's do a half an hour, and then we'll bring them together for a half an hour, and then end for a half an hour, So long and short of it, it was like, hey, she came on and, was upset. And it was like, I had to let Courtney know, I didn't want to blindside him. So I told him, he said, okay, it's cool. And then they got on and did their thing. So, but I tell you what, it's a shame that anybody's going through it, because again, I like him. I think he's a hell of a nice guy. I think he's I think he's in a bad situation. And again, I've only known him for a week or so, and again, that's a first impression, but he and I talked a lot. And
you think Courtney's in a bad situation?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's in a.
You went out, Shane.
Jaguar's honest too. I think they both got stories to tell. And one of them is going to be 100%, but each one has their own story to tell, so. I
mean, but okay, I gotta finish reviewing your interview or Shaun's interview. But I'll definitely look for your email and we'll talk offline.
Yeah. Well, I'll hit you with another one. Yeah, I sent it a few weeks back. I was going through and I watched some of your content, and I like the way you did things. I figured, you've done a lot on it, a lot of research it looked like. So I figured I'd go ahead and hit you up and have you pop in. So it'll be under @woodunleashed@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming up, Shane.
Yeah, man.
Have a good one.
And watch the whole video, you will definitely get your money's worth out of watching it. That's for sure.
All right, have a good one.
All right, guys, take care.
Okay, so it gets wilder.
But I'm doing it for what's right, and I'm just gonna have to stand on that. You can retract, you can detract, say whatever you want to say. You had some very specific things to say about. I'll be sure. I, as his friend, am asking you give him an apology. That man has been doing enough. He's been doing enough. Listen, the anniversary of Kim's passing is in just a few weeks. Did you talk to him after she passed? I did. And I was there after the first coma and the second. I don't know who you think you are, but you are no one's friend, sir.
I'm no one's friend. I'm not your friend.
Well, no one.
I was your friend or never Gene's friend. You understand?
You are no one's friend, sir.
Right.
Because what you guys have done with that book, is try to tarnish a woman who put her life on the line. Y'all want to write a book about everything she did do.
That's the book she. Hold on, Jaguar.
Do you know how many girls she stuck her neck out for throughout the years? No, you ain't talk about none of that. Or how she put her life on the line to help Cassie do everything that she's doing right now. There's so much more to her story that was not talked about. That woman in the video when you made her sound like a common drug addicted slut. That wasn't.
I haven't wrote nothing in that book. It was printed.
I'm telling you that now. You are
I can't hear you.
Okay, so
I can't hear you.
You are nobody's friend, sir.
Because we're not gonna be here all night, so I'm gonna have to paraphrase some of the other videos that I wanted to show you guys. So when it comes to the book specifically, as I can ascertain it, someone gave Courtney, the gentleman at the bottom of the screen, this transcript. Chris Todd, the man who printed the book under the name Jamal, let me get it. The man who printed the book under the name Jamal Millwood for Kimberly Porter, took some things out and has admitted that he wrote certain parts of the book. What he chose to leave out, I think, is very important. Let me see. This interview.
Possibly 2 to 3.
Also on the flash drives, Courtney, was what looked to be a manuscript written by, it appears to be a woman who had taken Kim Porter's private journals and had written a book. Is that accurate?
We don't know.
I
don't know how. Yeah.
I don't know how who wrote it, put it together, but it was from her when I spoke to her.
What you received on the flash drives, was it the completed book or was it notes from Kim Porter that later were made into a book?
It was completed. It's only 60,
Okay.
only about 54 pages. It was
Sure. And in the beginning, it says, Kim made me promise that if something happened to her, I would make sure this book became public to the world. The way Shaun moved, I knew that was a promise I would have to fulfill. Kim knew I was a woman of my word, and this book was going to make it to print. So it sounds like it is a woman who wrote up the notes from Kim Porter. Does that sound accurate?
It's how you read it, yes. I haven't even read the book.
Do you know who the woman?
So there we go. You haven't read it. The person who wrote it let us know that she was putting it together, but you don't know who it is. And we are supposed to believe that, and mind you, Chris Todd took that little part out where it said, whatever this woman just read just now, Chris Todd, when he put the book out, took that part out of the book. Because leaving that in would cast doubt on the book. So we're seeing both Chris Todd, the person who put this book out, and the man on the screen right now, they're saying two different things. I'm not sure. I mean, I never tell you guys what to think, but if I were to talk to them, I would have honest questions. Why would you, if this is just about Kim, you could basically just put the entire book out. Moreover, you're doing interviews on YouTube. We know now that YouTube has really pushed this, or what Diddy has done to people, into the forefront. People are now seeing that YouTube is a medium to actually get their story out. You could have read this. You could have gotten millions of views from it, just like Club Shay Shay got with Cat Williams. You did not have to put it out for financial gain. Or you could have put it out for financial gain and just said that the proceeds will go to Diddy's 2 youngest daughters or 3 youngest daughters, or probably 2, because only one of them don't have a mom and now their dad is in jail. But that's not what happened. You guys put this book out for profit, and I'm okay with that, but just say it. You didn't put, this book was not put out for Tupac. It says Jamal T. Millwood for Kimberly Porter. It does not say in order to get Tupac's payback. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying here. I just question the motives, and I don't feel like people are giving us a clear picture. And when you don't give me a clear picture, I have more questions. You put something out with not ever reading it. So you got this in its entirety. You got the transcript, which means was her actual diary in the flash drives, or did you get a transcript in the flash drives and you just gave it to somebody to help you get it to press or help you get it to a distributor? There's a lot of questions, guys.
I'm muting up.
Nobody friend. I'm not your friend. I'm not Jane's friend. I know nothing of you.
Now, Dad, why did you mute and then start going off?
Do you want to just tell the viewers what's happened to you in the past couple of days regarding this grand jury attendance?
Oh, since then, my phone was taken from me. What I had in it was sent to me. Jaguar is off the hook. Right now, I'm tired. I don't want to be here. It's a gag war that I shouldn't be talking about what's going on. I was not a witness for Shaun.
He said there's a gag order, but you gave an interview right after you left the grand jury. You gave an interview right once you got back to the hotel with your attorney. You guys were all in the same clothes. When did the gag order come into place? This was them leaving the courtroom when they said that he had been subpoenaed. This was the interview on News Nation. It's the same outfit. If there's a gag order, how did you set up multiple media interviews? Fair question.
Against him, I'm here only for my friends. Tupac Shakur. That's the only one I'm here for that was taken away from here.
And that
did you just say that?
Yes.
Oh, you a whole clout chaser. Hold up.
I'm not a clout chaser. No.
I'm not saying nothing. You wasn't saying nothing about nothing. No. I'm calling Meech. We're gonna talk to somebody who actually knew Tupac. Meech. I'm sitting here with the Courtney Burgess guy. He said he's doing everything he's doing for Pac. I know Pac is your brother. But I don't understand how this book with Kim Porter got anything to do with Pac.
Yeah, what's up with that? That's crazy. Interesting. Oh.
What does this Kim Porter sex stuff got to do with Pac? How you getting justice for Pac? Talking smack on a woman's body count after she did.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Yeah, what's up with that?
Meech, what you talking about?
He's asking you what I'm asking you. What does Kim Porter's book and all of the sexual conquest and stuff that was published in there, what that got to do with Tupac?
First of all, it was all I did was got to the flash drive, went down to book. I did not write the book.
Exactly. Ain't nobody fitting to slander Pac.
Nah, we can't do that shit. That's how. Who does that? Fuck Kim Porter.
That's how he feels about it. One thing ain't got nothing to do with the other. You count chasing. This is Tupac's producer.
Hold up, Jaguar. Let me let you talk.
Don't come up here now that you done read.
Hold up.
And this person got nothing to do with none of this.
I gave you respect. I gave you a spot. Don't.
Carry on, Courtney.
I'm gonna mute up Meech. Yeah, he said he wouldn't do that.
Somebody said they're confused about Meech. It's not Big Meech. I thought it was Big Meech, but no, it's actually, I guess, the person who did All Eyes on Me, that movie. I thought it was Big Meech too. Somebody said the gag order happened today, so let's check into that and see if if there was an order done today to gag everybody. Fact checking on the Make It Make Sense channel. Okay, we got something on the docket today. No, it was just a motion. There was nothing ordered. The judge did put something out a couple days ago, basically telling people that he does not have to remind them that law enforcement should not be speaking to the press or giving details and stuff like that. But I don't see on the docket any gag order as of today. And just to let you guys know, I'm actually looking in the docket. I was looking through it all this weekend as well. There's nothing to indicate that, they're gagged. And you also said that you weren't a witness. So how would they gag you? Maybe he was just tired of Jaguar. When Jaguar goes hard, she goes hard.
Apples and oranges. You've been warned.
I'm gonna tell you just like this, Jaguar. I don't care what you got to say.
You've been warned.
Big Meech.
Apples and oranges.
Can I talk? Can I talk?
Yeah.
And say something.
Go on, Courtney, respond.
I can't respond. How you hear what she's saying?
Do you want to just respond to what you heard, the conversation?
You know what? I'll really let her go ahead and do it, and I do what I got to say. Because Jaguar, she's off the hook like she always been. She's a failure to the industry because she only got far as she got. And that's this high.
Oh, wait a minute, Meech. Now he's talking about my career.
You know what I'm saying? Meech, I don't know you. And I don't know you, Jaguar.
Senior, sir.
What is that?
That like he said, that don't mean nothing. That you don't know him. Everybody relevant does. Question is, why don't nobody know you?
Because you know what? I'm not about chasing like you say.
You are clout chasing. You just brought up Tupac name, and he ain't got nothing to do with this book.
Because I don't have nothing to do with the book, but publishing it. That's what
it should not have been included in that farce. Tupac's name should not be included in that farce. That woman's personal life has nothing to do with the legacy of Tupac. Cut it out.
Listen.
Cut it out.
No, you cut it out, Jaguar. Jaguar, you the one clout chasing. You the one clout chasing. Oh, you wait, hold up.
Producer and friend. That's my friend. That's not a clout chase. You clout chasing because nobody.
How you friend? He been in jail for 30 years. He been in jail for
somebody that know.
So somebody said that it's not Big Meech. Other people are saying it is. We don't know. We know it's either the guy who did the All Eyes on Me movie or Big Meech who just got out of jail. I don't think that Big Meech would threaten somebody when he just got out of jail. Like he literally just got out and he's still in a halfway house. But who knows at this point?
Pop. Who knows you?
I know Pop. He know me. Yes.
Let me just jump in here for a second, right? At the risk of my own life. So it sounds like, and I'm sorry if this is not meant to come out patronizing or anything like that. So Jaguar, your response is to what has been put in the additional segments of this book that exposed a lot of the alleged activities of Kim, her kids seen it, all the rest of it. Courtney, you're denying even having any part in writing that segment, and I believe, and I'm just taking this from what I took on board when you said you were doing this for your friend Tupac. I believe you meant handing over the drives and doing your part for all of this. I'm not taking sides. I just want to make that clear. Okay, I'm not taking sides. Okay, I can feel your eyes burning through me, Jaguar. I can feel them, right? So is that? Oh, she's pointing at me now. Like, is that where we're at? Because I feel like when you said you were doing this for your friend, it was the broader actions, and you're not a witness. You were called in to hand over evidence. At no point are we saying that you witnessed or were any part of the evidence gathering or anything like that. I'm not trying to give anyone a way out of this. I'm just saying, from me, it felt like when you said you were doing this for your friend, you meant walking into the court and handing stuff over. And I feel like Jaguar is saying that she is raging, rightfully so, about what was put in that book. And you're saying that you never put it in the book. So I'm going to step back now and hope that I didn't say anything wrong.
No, you didn't say anything wrong. You said everything right. Jaguar just yelling for no reason. She just yelling just to be heard.
She's a passionate woman.
Yeah, passionate woman of a loser.
Oh, don't make it sound like we're on the same side here. I'm scared now.
Did you just call me a loser, sir?
I never.
Yes, I did say it. Don't bite my words.
Your mother's a fucking loser. How about that? She gave you black ass. You should have minded your fucking business.
My mind is my business, Jaguar.
You want to be a pants around nigga?
Ron
you
is
should have learned to do
gone.
it quietly, G. Do it quietly. But for a nigga that don't nobody know, you know a little bit too much. And now you don't want to know anything at all. And then you want to sit up there and say you doing all of this for Tupac? I got Tupac's friend, the producer, on the phone. He's calling bullshit on you, G.
You all you're doing is pretty talking.
Fuck that, his ass is gonna be cooked. Ain't nobody got to do nothing. There's enough motherfuckers that is tired of the bullshit when it comes to Fox. So he can find that out.
Stop.
I didn't hear anything.
You being called out the real ones, G. And guess what? We ready. We ready. I wore this hat for a reason.
You because you rehearsed.
We
You told
ready.
somebody you rehearsed, Jaguar.
I just told this man.
I don't know what it is. I don't even hear.
Showed you the text messages between me and your lawyer. And now you ain't got nothing to do with it.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I didn't do nothing.
If you don't know why she's upset, Jag is friends with Albie Shore. The book, if you hadn't read the book or hadn't heard the book, this was the Albie Shore chapter. I was shocked for a moment. As quietness lingered in the room, I asked, "What do you mean by all together?" Al shifted uncomfortably, but Shaun didn't hesitate. "You know how we sometimes invite other people into our bed?" I couldn't believe it. "Oh, hell no, Shaun. This is my son's father. Al, say something." What Al said was mind-boggling. "I don't know. It could be kind of hot. I miss you in that way." Although I couldn't believe Shaun would do this, the truth was I still cared about Al, and this could be very hot. I just didn't want it messing up my relationship, and if things became awkward, how would it affect Quincy? So I asked, "Are you both sure?" I imagined both of them inside me. I knew this would be awkwardly sexual. There would be some bumping of genitals, but what happened next I couldn't have imagined in my wildest dream. Al, blank, 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 blank. I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock, but when Shaun, blank, 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 I ran out of the room. This was too much. I couldn't. Shaun called out to me, "Oh, come on, Kimmy." They didn't chase after me. They continued to blank, 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 blank. I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't be with Shaun for a while, but that wouldn't be the last time I saw Shaun in a compromising position. That is what Jaguar is mad was in the book. About Albie Shore. The allegation was Albie Shore and Diddy were blank, blank, blanking. Now, we don't know that to be true because this book was written by somebody else on behalf of Kim Porter.
I don't know nothing. Didn't I tell y'all somebody owes me some money? Because I know y'all took bets. What did I tell you before he came up here? He about to be the stuttering is
No,
nigga in America.
no, it ain't nothing.
You a stuttering nigga.
No, I'm not a stuttering nigga. Jack, I'm gonna let you get your prop. Take your roses.
Leave pop you ring your mouth too much.
Listen,
I'm telling you.
Jaguar, I'm gonna let you get your fame for now.
Wait a minute, Meech. I'm gonna let you tell him yourself.
Okay, my man. This is a blessing that this woman has spent this time trying to drill this in your head about this Tupac shit, bro. Don't do that. I did the movie, dog. We didn't play with no bullshit when it came to the movie. Nothing to do with Pac do we play with, dog. So I'm just letting you know. Please believe there's a tribe out there that's gonna back what she's talking about. I'm letting you know.
You can't let me know anything, brother.
Gave you a heads up, bro. Leave that Pac shit alone, dog. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Listen.
Now that sounds like a threat to me.
Meech.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. I don't hear you, what you're saying. You can't tell me to do anything.
All right, that's what he said.
All right.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It is what it is.
So can I just say that? So basically what you're saying
It's
is
real. It's real. That's okay. Listen to me. Whatever shit you've been running on, it just got real. Now your lawyer Wright said hi. Shit else to say. You a punk ass motherfucker running around pump faking on greatness, sitting there using a dead woman so that you can do whatever you got doing in the background. You're a fucking punk bitch. I don't want to hear shit. You didn't hear what it is. Keep Pac's name out your mouth. I got what here. Come on now.
At this point, Sean is like, there goes my monetization. Pretty much. Probably mine too.
Nigga, say my name.
I don't care what she's got to say.
Yeah, exactly. Say my name, nigga. Then see how quick the noose end up around your ass, stupid nigga. You stupid as fuck, dog. I'll text some bitch ass nigga. Fuck
All right,
you, nigga. Get money, nigga. Get money.
Let's pull this, Jaguar. Let's pull this back down. Right, see, it's, well, I was just going to say, Jack. Like, I mean, we love hearing your points of view. The way you're delivering this,
Ron is scared.
It's. I think a lot. I think no. Listen, I'm just being honest with you. I think a lot of people are seeing this. You know, it's passionate. You're angry. You're hyped up. Right? And listen. I just want you to calmly just reiterate. And I'm sorry to say, calm. I'm not trying to be patronized. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just for me.
I was okay until he started calling me names.
Okay. Well, listen.
Is you, thank you so much for the super sticker, and is you, thank you so much for joining the membership. I appreciate you. Carmen Lowry says, I don't think this guy is sincere. I guess talking about Courtney. Crystal Cove, thank you so much for the generous super chat. Shane was really helpful. Also, Kim's life seems so diverse and full. So how's her book only 60 pages? Where's her childhood? Her life as a model, her life with Albie Shore, her life at Uptown Records. Courtney is full of shit and out for notoriety. I will say this. We get a chapter about basically Diddy hitting on Tupac, but she didn't mention anything about being with Tupac. And Courtney says that that's how he met her, through Tupac. Now, just to give you guys the timeline, Kim was, a model. She was working. I think, as like secretary at Uptown, but she was with Albie Shore. There was a time where she was back and forth with Dallas Austin, and then eventually with Diddy. But now, if Courtney is correct, you have to at some point throw Tupac into that timeline. And I've just never heard of Kim Porter being with Tupac. We've heard about Faith. We've heard about Diddy's other baby mama, who dated Tupac before Diddy. Quincy Jones' daughter. I've never heard of Kim Porter. Not saying that stranger things haven't happened. I've just never heard of it. Thank you for the generous super chat, Crystal.
I didn't call you no name either.
Yeah, you did. You called me a loser, and I'm far from it, sir.
If we can just, can you bullet point cliff note it for me? And I mean, don't just keep it super simple for me.
Anyone who are true friends of any of these people that are attached to this tabloid sensation would never have agreed to or corroborated or confirmed anything that has been leaked out in this very confusing book. The book, I believe, was disinformation meant to confuse things, to buy Diddy a little bit of grace in the jury pool when the jury is finally picked.
Okay.
I don't know who this man has an issue with or who he on the hook for.
Okay.
To apologize to Albie Shore, he needs to apologize to those children, and he needs to keep Tupac.
Okay.
On this
So let me ask you one more thing.
So I think that Ron was trying to calm it down, but what Jaguar said is what I've heard very credible people saying. They feel like some of this stuff is planted. Now, hear me out. If Diddy is trying his best to get gag orders on the basis that people are talking to the press, if you present to the grand jury, wouldn't that be of benefit to Diddy's lawyers to have you talk to the grand jury, and then as soon as you're done with the grand jury, talk to TMZ and then News Nation? Now we also know that they are asking for a fee to speak. Thank you, Shane, for that information. So is TMZ, News Nation also paying, and that's why they're doing these interviews? Does it, and you guys, if you're watching this on the replay, does this potentially help Diddy's case? If Diddy's looking for people to be gagged and people who have just allegedly spoken to the grand jury are now talking to the press? Fair questions, y'all. But I don't think that Ron really heard what Jag was saying. I think he just wanted to calm stuff down, but I'll play it again.
It for me. And I mean, don't just keep it super simple for me.
Anyone who are true friends of any of these people that are attached to this tabloid sensation would never have agreed to or corroborated or confirmed anything that has been leaked out in this very confusing book. The book, I believe, was disinformation meant to confuse things, to buy Diddy a little bit of grace in the jury pool when the jury is finally picked.
Okay.
I don't know who this man has an issue with or who he on the hook for.
Okay.
To apologize to Al B. Shore, he needs to apologize to those children, and he needs to keep Tupac.
Okay. So let me ask you one more thing. Let's take all of the book stuff and just put a big rubber band around it for now. Do you not think the fact that he has walked into the court and handed over these flash drives that are going to potentially lead to massive steps forward in putting away this monster? Now, I'm sorry to sort of try and make you say something positive. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's
No,
just there's layers. There's layers.
Whatever they confiscated, he didn't sin when he got it. As explosive as that was, if you were really trying to be a good Samaritan, in this case, you would have sent it right away. No, it had to be subpoenaed.
But do you not think, though? Do you not think, Jaguar, in cases like this, there's a time for dropping this sort of evidence?
If he was really interested in getting justice for Kim, they wouldn't have needed to monetize it first. They would have just given it to the authority to get justice for Kim. This was monetized, sir.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the book. I'm talking, and I completely understand every point you're making and where you're coming from.
And I'm saying he's not a good Samaritan here, sir.
This is where I really needed Courtney to come in and explain why, if he was in possession of child videos, he did not automatically turn those videos in. Honestly.
To be a good Samaritan. I'm not here for neither one of them. I apologize to Al B. Shore, and I apologize to the family. That's it.
Y'all asked me to calm down, and I calmed down, and here you go. I guess he's getting coached again. Please interrupt her. He's making too much sense.
Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate
one comprehensive sentence since he sat here on this panel.
Well, he did say that he apologizes to.
Yes, I said it for the start. I apologize to the family, and I'll be sure. You
That's all I
running your mouth. And you ain't had to ask for anything. No, you didn't ask for that. I've been said it.
Why don't you go to one of your next interviews and do it officially so that the children can hear you?
Once you go to your next beauty parlor,
you make a big deal out of
that. I just want to interject again. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not one for sides. I'm just one for facts. The very second that Courtney came in,
he told her to go to the next beauty parlor. Now, Jaguar is not the one to try to read. She's not. So you're trying to bait her. Her hair looks nice. She would not. Look at. Okay, let's look at this panel. Courtney is looking like maybe your uncle or your grandpa who just learned how to use FaceTime. So half of his face is covered. And a lot of his interviews is dark or black as hell. You have Jaguar who looks like she's been over it. Jaguar then worked a long, hard day, and she's not having nothing from nobody. Shaun is it's his channel, and Shaun is like, he has 12,000 people in the chat. This was supposed to be some feel-good moment where two people involved in the case were going to come and kind of just casually talk back and forth, have a feel-good moment for the people. That's not it. I don't even know if Shaun is expecting this. I don't know if that's a half smile or he's uncomfortable. Ron is holding it down. Ron is trying to make sense and try to toe the line so that these two don't hurt each other. What is Mims doing? Uncomfortably laughing, because at this point they this is off the rails. This is off the rails.
The first things he said were, Jaguar, I would like to apologize to you. And then before you even anything registered, you had your say. So I'm not making, just saying, I think a big thing for Courtney was to apologize for.
I don't want his apology. Him bringing my name up at all was a clout chase to begin with. What he had to say about me initially was disparaging. So for that, I see him as nothing more than an agent and nothing more than an op. Not only that,
I get that.
Black people on large platforms. looking for relevance. And now, when
I don't need relevance.
excuse me, sir, you came like a Sputnik out of nowhere. Somebody made you news. Somebody. And considering that I never spoke about you, there was no need for you to ever speak about me. This is the thing that I have, the problem that I have with characters like you that come online. Y'all like to sit here and think you know how this whole information thing really goes. You really don't understand it at all. There is nobody that is better at this than me. There is nobody that will ever beat me when it comes to breaking these kinds of things down. I'm not here for your apology, sir.
I'm here to apologize to you.
No, look, listen to me. I don't need your apology. It's just simple. Keep your name out my mouth.
I don't argue with females.
Keep your name out your mouth, and while you at it, please stop talking about Tupac when it comes to this, because nobody wants that attached to the legacy of that great legend.
Yeah. I never attached that to it. I'm not saying anything to you or G. Get lost.
Why would I do that? So many people depend on me to make money every day to feed their families. Why would I get lost?
Because
you know how much money I make people on their channels weekly? How much money do you make weekly? Don't tell me to get lost. You get lost, sir.
I'm going to get lost.
Good. And guess what? I hope when you do, you can be found, because there's a lot of people getting lost right now that ain't never going to get found.
Right.
Metaphorically speaking.
Bon voyage. Send Ariel my regards.
You said that's your boy. You send it to her.
Send Ariel my regards.
You send it to her.
I don't need to chase nobody down. You ghost me once. That's enough.
I never ghost you.
Good luck with a lawyer like that. I just wonder who's paying her legal fees. And I wonder how well she knows Alex Spiro. That's what I want to know. You bragging about your cars and showing off your Lamborghinis, and yet you're getting stuff confiscated. I want to know, how are you paying your legal fees? Who's paying her?
My cars don't get repossessed.
Well, they're not yours. The question is, how are you paying Ariel? How did you come into contact with her?
How are you? Listen, that's my personal business. Honestly, that's my personal business. You need to find your business. And I'm not here to find you.
I'm handling my business just like I'm handling you.
You're not handling me. I'm not answering your questions. I'm not here to.
Yeah, I think there's a certain level of question for a podcast, and I think a lot of the personal stuff.
I understand.
It's a good way of stepping back from Courtney. But I mean, it's
the lawyer. I'm going to find out how you know it, and if I find out she has any association with Alex Spiro, start praying, sir, because that's not going to be good for you. You ain't nothing but a loose end.
No, you are.
You ain't nothing but a loose end.
Can I just ask, right? Listen, let me interject here, right? Is it not better for you all to like? Is there not a bigger picture, right, with someone like yourself, Jaguar?
When that book went out there, that book did nothing but harm. That book did nothing but harm. It created instant trails of disinformation that have gone from thumbnail to thumbnail to thumbnail, creating reasonable.
Really quickly. So, Courtney has talked about in a few interviews that he produced Hail Mary. So if you're in the chat and you are familiar with Courtney, let me know. When I looked up Hail Mary and Hit 'Em Up, I did not see that he had any production credits for that. He says that he is Tupac, or he was Tupac's right-hand man in New Jersey. But when I look up Hail Mary, producers, Heard 'Em Bad, G-Sire, Hawkins Brown. When I look up Hit 'Em Up, producer is Johnny J. So I don't know, maybe it was a situation where he did it and they didn't really give him production credits. But if you know who Courtney is and his relation to Tupac, definitely let me know.
Doubt for the diddler. We will not have that. We will not abide it. It is wrong. And to exploit that woman's personal life that way for profit and gain, and you not even turning none of that.
That's all you've been doing ever since I've been seeing you. That's all you've been doing, sport everybody.
Say what?
That's all you've been doing.
Doing what? What are you talking about?
You know what you've been doing.
What have I been doing?
Let it go.
Okay, well, let's get into it for real then. If we're just going to go full on kamikaze, let's talk about the monetization of that book. Let's talk about
what am I? This is a grown man.
Jaguar, right? Jaguar, your point of the monetization of Kim's story, right?
Yes.
The way these books came out, I think that is a fair point. Okay, and I think that's one that I mean, I'll ask Courtney.
Money was any of that money donated to the legal fees of any of the victims that she tried to help spare? Like, if y'all going to sit there and talk about Kim, then do it for what she really intended it for, to save and to call those into account that needed to be held into account. Y'all could have done all
I
that.
said it. I said it, and I'm gonna do it. Movie, anything will be donated to Kim or the twins.
How much has that been donated thus far? Because there have been hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's frozen. Amazon froze it.
I bet. And he ain't getting none out first.
I have nothing to do with Amazon. You need to slow down and stop running your mouth so much.
I don't need to do anything but what I'm doing. And whoever you're talking to,
you talking about cloud chasing. You bring me up in here.
I get that. And now we finally gotten to this point where you're warning me. Who are you warning me for, sir?
I'm not warning you. You don't want to go to warning and threaten.
No, you are trying to encourage a change in my course and my trajectory, sir.
No, you speak about everybody. You speak about everybody. You spit everybody's name out.
I speak about the truth.
Listen.
You got a problem with the truth?
No, I don't. The truth is
behalf. Well, whose behalf?
Listen. Choose your own fight. You trying to
do yourself a favor.
Choose your own fight. You trying to fight.
You're trying to give me and use it on yourself.
Okay.
My word is bond. I buck for no one. I bow to no one, and I will win. You go back and tell your little boss that. You go back and tell your nuts right here. Yes, you do.
Who's my boss?
Dude, just like you love serving Lucifer, ain't that what you call Diddy? You got a boss. Tell him I still got nuts right here.
Yeah.
Because now I know who you're working for. You just told on yourself. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping that I could get some modicum of truth out of you today. Thank you.
What is it? Your legend? What's your legend there, Jaguar?
Oh, guys, we meant to tell you we're almost to 197, so we are super close. We're 3,200 people away from hitting 200,000 subscribers. So thank each and every one of you. Definitely hit that like button if you're watching, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We use both half of our brains over here.
He's telling me that my life is on the line, that the bounty on my head is real, and I need to let it go before somebody.
I did not say anything like that. Something wrong with her.
We ain't dumb. We ain't dumb here. We ain't dumb here. See, that's the difference between me and y'all. That's why you can't stand me, because I got the balls and the courage to say what y'all too afraid to say. You ain't nothing but a grown baby waiting on waiting on daddy to come through to fix you up again. Go on ahead now.
You read a lot of books. You read a lot of books. You read a lot of books.
Take that advice and save it for yourself.
You read a lot of books.
I write books. I write music. I'm also a journalist. There's a lot more to me than you know, which is how I know you're being.
I don't know you. I don't do my homework on you. You're not my subject. You're not my subject.
All the more reason you should never say my name.
I ain't say your name, but to apologize to you. That's it.
Next time someone asks you anything about me, you make sure the first words out your mouth is, "Jesus help me." No comment.
You
no
fishing.
comment.
You trying to
listen. You listen. Block. That's simple.
Is there any resolution, Jag, is there any resolution that could be found here between you and Courtney?
He needs to do what he said. Be a man of his word. Get lost. Bios and Diaz.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was meaning in the broader spectrum than just presently.
I would appreciate if everyone would look at this man, Courtney Burgess, and see this as a cautionary tale of why getting involved in things that you don't intend to see through is probably a bad idea if you don't have the dexterity and the grit for it.
And what you're referring to that he doesn't have the kahunas to see through at the end? I'm paraphrasing.
He knows. He knows.
I don't know. That's how I know she's something wrong with her.
All your warnings, all of your warnings, let it go. Stop talking about people.
So you saw the symbol he was making with his hands, guys? That's what they've been talking about.
So, Courtney, I think Jaguar is suspicious of allegedly where you came from and how you got to be such a prolific figure so fast within the realm of this. But, I mean, am I right in saying you've got 35 years connection with Diddy, right?
No, I'm not connected to Diddy no type of way. I never been to his parties.
Yeah, I completely got wrong the person I'm talking about there, so apologies.
No, he said Tupac. Who that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, with Tupac, but no, I was completely referring to someone else. That was
poetic.
Jack, do what you do.
Oh, I will, to the fullest.
Do what you do.
To the fullest.
Do you see him putting up the sign?
This changes nothing. Go back and tell your boss.
No, I'm not connected to Diddy no type of way. I've never been to his parties.
Yeah, I completely got wrong the person I'm talking about this, so apologies.
No, he said Tupac. Who that?
Oh, yeah, sorry, with Tupac, but no, I was completely referring to someone else. That was.
Do you see him making these signs with his hands? I don't know if he's trolling her. I don't know. Why would he start doing the Jay-Z sign?
Do what you do, Dad. Do what you do.
Oh, I will. To the fullest.
Do what you do.
To the fullest.
He just did it again.
This changes nothing. Go back and tell your boss.
So just let me pick at the label a little bit here, Jack. Right. So if we're saying there's a massive like puppeteer behind Courtney, right? Where do you land then with the USB drives? I mean, where does that fall into?
Where do I land is this. Whatever Kim Porter's last words were, it was broken up into multiple pieces. Kim Porter's last words.
Do what you do.
Here we go.
Suspicious of allegedly where you came from and how you got to be such a prolific figure so fast within the realm of this. But I mean, am I right in saying you've got 35 years connection with Diddy, right?
No, I'm not connected to Diddy no type of way. I've never been to his parties.
I completely got wrong the person I'm talking about this, so apologies.
No, he said Tupac. Who that?
Oh, yeah, sorry, with Tupac, but no, I was completely referring to someone else. That was.
Do what you do, Dad. Do what you do.
Oh, I will. To the fullest.
Do what you do.
To the fullest. This changes nothing. Go back and tell your boss.
So just let me pick at the label a little bit here, Jack. Right. So if we're saying there's a massive like puppeteer behind Courtney, right? Where do you land then with the USB drives? I mean, where does that fall into?
Where do I land is this. Whatever Kim Porter's last words were, it was broken up into multiple pieces. No one person got more than the other. No one person had a bulk of anything. How he was able to acquire all of this, I think maybe the feds wanted to authenticate and see if there was any duplicates. Like I said when I first got on here, they got a lot. Now, I'm sure that what he got ain't much different. Actually, some of it might have been edited from what they've already confiscated. Like I don't think this is a matter of finding anything new. I think this is a matter on getting and authenticating the legitimacy of what's being said. I tell you what, though, if Carters are behind this in any way, bravo. Great play. Great way to help Diddy and cover themselves, because you've also been speaking up for Beyonce these days, trying to encourage everybody that she's still an angel. Like y'all got to do better with how y'all trying to run the misinformation. It's not lining up.
Wait, let me run it back, right? So when I was talking about the USB drives and where you landed on it, right? What I'm getting at is if all of this is if Courtney's got a puppeteer and all the rest of it,
he got. I'm telling you, there's no way in the world he got the first hand anything. It was passed down, compiled by someone else. And like he's saying, he doesn't really want to let go of who the source is that gave him all of this stuff. And he said he don't know nothing. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got it. First hand anything. First hand anything. First hand anything.
For those of you guys who don't see what he's doing, he's consistently throwing up that triangle. Consistently. Wow.
It was passed down, compiled by someone else. And like he's saying, he doesn't really want to let go of who the source is that gave him all of this stuff. And he said, he don't know nothing. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing. They got it. Let it go. I'm doing it for the people.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right?
Whatever.
I'm not being funny, and I will just be honest. I did notice that myself. Of all the ways you could have positioned your hands, Courtney, that was the only way that you could have positioned them in a way that would have caused anything. And I'm going to be honest with you, I noticed that too. So again, I'm just trying to get this to a point where everyone can make sense of everything that's going on here, right? Because obviously Jaguar, the everything. I think a lot of people agree with you about the 2 points on the book, the monetization, where that's gone. I believe, Courtney, when it comes down to, I've been fallen victim to sites like Amazon and PayPal locking down funds for no reason. They're savage. So benefit of the doubt on that one for now. Easy ways to keep up to date with that. Let's now the point about what was added into the book. Courtney has said that he never had any take in that, but I would probably.
Houston Foodie 713 says, sounds like the guy saying 2 words at a time. You know, he's not an orator. He's not, I guess, comfortable public speaking. I don't know that he necessarily had to give us his name. The book was already out. that's why I question the motive. Like, what are you trying to get out of this now that the book has been halted? Are you trying to sell your book? I looked for his website. I couldn't find it. I will say that he does have a legitimate website. I think it's called Hip Hop Herald. It's like an online magazine from what I can see. He does own that. DeAndre Benjamin, the dude who played Tupac in his movie Father, was one of Tupac's producers, and his name was Meech. So that must be exactly who was on the phone. Thanks, DeAndre. Christy, thank you so much for the super sticker. 530 Jackpots. I like that name. Although I am no longer going to be gambling. Thank you for the super sticker. DeAndre Benjamin said, Meech produced Toss It Up on his album, Machiavelli, and he's the dude who played Tupac father, Demetrius Shipp. Well, dang, you are a historian. Thanks, DeAndre. Crystal Cove. One thing for sure, Jag speaks proper English even when she's cussing. She doesn't say took instead of taken. Plus, Gene was live a few days ago, and he said Courtney is straight up lying. Well, Courtney did call Gene a crackhead or a drug addict. He said he was on drugs, and that's why Diddy fired him. Hibiscus Rose says the diddler can try to use this as a reason to say he can't get a fair trial. We're on the same boat, Hibiscus. Michelle Jones, looking like Mr. Brown from the Tyler Perry show. I think they called him a Timu TD Jakes too. At one point, it got kind of nasty. Blessings, Hot Topics. Then they wonder why other races do not read us. Oh, maybe like you meant respect. Trap House Mysteries. I don't like Jag, but Jag asking where you come from, who sent you. These are fair questions. Carmen Lowry, when did Courtney confirm that he actually turned over thumb drives or the FBI confiscated thumb drives? Real question. I believe it was last Thursday. Courtney, this lasted much longer than we were supposed to get into multiple interviews that Courtney did. So that'll have to come tomorrow. But as of last Thursday, he and Ariel Kidd Mitchell, his attorney, were speaking with the grand jury and I guess turning over the thumb drives and such. Thanks, Carmen. You know what, guys? Yeah, we're gonna have to halt this here. I'll finish. We're not gonna do this whole video, so I've linked the video in the description of this. But we are gonna continue talking about some of the things that he said in multiple other interviews that I just don't feel kind of adds up. We'll reconvene tomorrow on that. Shout out to Shane, Sean, Ron, Jag, and Courtney. Y'all gave me a very colorful afternoon. I was not expecting this, y'all. Very rarely am I shocked and surprised. I was not expecting this to fly off the handles like this. By the time he was starting to put up like the Jay-Z, whatever, triangle, Illuminati, Boule signs, whatever, I was like, we went off the rails 10 minutes ago. I don't know what past off the rails is, but that's the level that we were at. It was a mess. But I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day and like the video on your way out.